Hi, hello, and we're back after a short hiatus with another episode of the Square Thoughts. Today, we'll be talking about restaurant marketing or F&B marketing within GCC. GCC is a highly visual market with a lot of saturation and a consumer that's very demanding, has a high purchasing power. And joining me, of course, to discuss the results for one of our clients is Sadia Bezad, who has managed one of our most delicious success stories, an online bakery based in Dubai. So, from transforming their digital presence to scaling their content using influencers, we are unpacking what it really takes to grow a food business in the Gulf. Thank you so much, Sadia, for joining me.
Thank you, Zanera. Thank you for having me.
So, Sadia, I think that the motto of our podcast is always that we talk about real results without the BS. So, I think let's go back from the very inception. What was happening with our client's digital presence when we joined in, and what were the challenges that they were facing? If you could outline those.
So, when we first came into the picture, this brand had this custom built website which was quite hard to update, and there wasn't much
Yeah.
we could do from a marketing perspective. We couldn't track what was working, and their social media also wasn't too streamlined. It was all over the place. So, we didn't have the insights on their funnel, and we couldn't really put a finger on the pulse as to how fast or how slow the brand was growing.
No, I think that I completely agree with you. I think the first, whenever we start creating a strategy, we need data, right? We need to understand what was happening before, what was working, what was not. And with this client, the main issue was that their website did not support any form of data analytics. There were no customer behavior insights. We had no idea which products were working, which were not. So I feel that the first thing that we did was move them from their custom website, which was not scalable, which was not robust, which had a very low performance to Shopify. So I think that that really gave us the control and clarity we needed to scale this store, right? Would you agree with
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Ab-
exactly.
Absolutely. So Sadia, I think that we have designed an entire episode around F&B marketing in GCC. So again, as we always like to say that a marketing strategy is not one size fits all. It's different for every region, it's different for every industry, it's even different for one client to the other. So when we talk about the context, what makes marketing in GCC so different?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Zanera. Marketing food or any product, for that matter, in the GCC region is a different ball game altogether. First and foremost, it's a super visual market. People expect your product to look gorgeous and not just taste good. So your content has to be spot on. It has to be styled, polished, and it has to be Instagrammable. Then there's a mix of cultures. We all know that GCC is a multicultural region. So when you are here, you're talking to so many different communities, locals and expats. So you've also got to balance the global festivals like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, along with the deeply local occasions like Ramadan, Eid, and national days. And at the same time,
100%.
you have to make it all feel natural and cohesive, so that nobody feels left out.
100%. 100%. And I think, Sadia, what about the competition, right? It's a high purchasing power, super saturated market. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, as there is more and more influx of people in the GCC region, the competition is increasing by the day. So even small homegrown brands have to up their game. They have to look as sophisticated as global franchises. So put it simply, F&B marketing in this particular region is not about just selling food. You also have to feed into their lifestyles. You have to take into account their cultures and obviously the timing of the occasion, and make sure the brand feels relevant and uh, authentic to all, no matter who's seeing it and when they are seeing it.
No, I completely agree. So, this sort of sounds like a roller coaster ride that you take, that, you have to
Yeah,
account
absolutely,
for
it
so many
was.
different, yeah, so many different elements, right? From seasonality to culture sensitivities, and then of course, the different socioeconomic classes that people belong to, and then so a lot. And then for a food business, that means that that not only translates into your product line but also how you market it. So I think, Sadia, um, as you said that the customer here has a high purchasing power, so they're spoiled for choice, and they can very easily pick one brand over the other. But for a business, especially one that's starting out, they are limited by budget, right? So um, I would want you to sort of at this point highlight one of the smartest pivots we made with this brand, and that was the all in one influencer content. So if you could maybe elaborate this, why we decided to go with it, and what were the results of this strategy?
So yeah, initially we had just stuck to the simple formula of posting the product photos, but apparently that wasn't enough. So we had to engage influencers. We had to take help from. We had to outsource our content creation just to keep our customers engaged and coming back to our coming back to our what do you call it
Our brand, our our
coming back
our
to our brand.
clients, yeah, yeah.
And most importantly, the influencers that we chose, they had loyal audiences. So we made sure of that. We made sure that the influencers we chose, or the food creators we chose, they had a loyal audience and had a great visual style, so that our brand doesn't get ignored among a sea of content.
No, I think that I completely agree with you here. So that, content creation is the key now, right? Every brand is creating content, but leveraging influencers has a twofold benefit. Not only do you get content that's amazing created by people who do that for, for the living, but also you get direct access to their community. So again, I think that the strategy that where we work with in the right influencers for creating content, that really paid off. We did of course invest in creating content that was homegrown, like we did a lot of uh, BTS videos, reels of the kitchen, and then of course one thing that we introduced was the brand owner and her story as well. So all of these elements really created towards building that brand story that we wanted to put out in a bit to sound authentic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. So I think that we've already alluded to this in our initial conversation as well, Sadia, where we discussed that seasons and cultures, they play a huge role in F&B markets, specifically in such a cosmopolitan region like GCC. So let's touch on how we planned content around key moments and what worked well.
So before we ran any influencer campaign, we looked at the target audience for each occasion first. Like for example, for Ramadan, we engaged a couple of South Asian slash Emirati content creators so that the messaging was authentic. Um, for occasions like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas that are global, we engaged North American and European expats to keep the messaging authentic again. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think that um, it wasn't just about running a promotion, it was about showing up with the right message at the right moment. So I think that really requires a very strategic thinking, right? You have to for not only create an overarching marketing strategy, but for every campaign you have to identify the key target audience, and then find out where the community is, who is the right creator or who is the right person that can provide us access to that community, be it an influencer, be it a Facebook community, and then engage with them in order to generate the best result for the brand. I think that's a very complex and a multi nuanced, multi pronged strategy that we have to deploy every time, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. So I think that, Sadia, I think one thing that a lot of brands miss out is retention. Um, stats say that it costs you 25 times more to engage new customers as opposed to retain an old one. And unfortunately, brands, while are super focused on acquiring new customers, but their focus on retention is pretty low. But this is something that we change for this brand. So if you could elaborate our retention strategy specifically for this brand and any food business in GCC, that'll be awesome.
So yeah, like you mentioned, GCC is a cosmopolitan region. So and the population is increasing by the day. So F&B brands are popping up left, right, and center. So we had to get this piece right. And for that, what we did was that, first of all, we ran polls and Q&A sessions to actually talk to people and get their opinions on our new product launches, flavor of the week, things like that. Then the next thing that we did was we ran giveaways, but we were really intentional with them, and that we kept them small and relevant. We didn't engage random influencers for them. We even collaborated with a flower shop last year, so that and that campaign was for Christmas. So we engaged a flower shop for that particular giveaway to uh, to um, to capitalize on that page's followers as well as ours. The idea was to engage more and more people, uh, and make more and more people aware of our brand, and at the same time keep the ones that were already there. The next
Yeah.
thing that we
So I
do
think,
was, yeah,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
please. Yeah, I was just saying that, we're just trying our best to give value to our loyal customers, right? By collaborating with
Exactly.
different brands as well.
Exactly. And uh, on the email marketing front, we run campaigns almost every month with special promo codes to encourage repeat sales. We also have loyalty a program in place for repeat customers. So all these things together have helped us a lot in retaining our customers.
Absolutely. And I think that one thing that we also do are run these retargeting ad campaigns. So again, I think that really also helps repeat purchases. So we have been very
Exactly.
successful in these retargeting campaigns. So a combination of email marketing and then, giveaways on the social media front as well as retargeting ad, that really has helped us get repeat customers. And then of course, I think at the end of the day, it all boils down to the product. So we've been lucky with our client who has an excellent product and has a very strong brand loyalty because of the fact that her product simply tastes so good, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I think that, Sadia, let's just reiterate our discussion. Um, Look, you've been associated with this for more than 2 years now. So looking back, what are you most proud of from this project?
Well, what I'm actually proud of all the things that we did for them, but the thing that makes me prouder is the fact that we leveraged influencer marketing, and we had a proper strategy in place. We weren't shooting bullets in the dark.
Yeah,
We had a proper strategy in place, and we picked people who were already aligned with the brand. They knew our brand, they knew what a brand was all about, and also we gave them space to tell the story in their own voice. We didn't
mm,
micromanage them. We gave them a free hand on how and on how they would like to present our products, and the result was that the content we got from these partnerships and from these collaborations was amazing, and
yeah,
and it felt genuine. It felt authentic. It felt real. It wasn't forced. Um, and when and the content wasn't too fake or superficial. It was true to the
yeah.
brand, and that's what I'm most proud of.
No, no, agreed 100%, Sally. And I would just like to add to this that, um, while all of this sound amazing, one thing that needs to be highlighted was that we had a limited budget in which we had to work with. So I believe that within that limited
Yeah.
budget, we developed content that look like a luxury brand without having access to the luxury budget. So I think that's something that we
Exactly.
need to be really proud of. And I think that one thing
Yeah.
that I really like, because I am a data person, right, and I would want to talk about that, is that the data analytics part, where through Shopify and of course through the reports that we generate for them, they have a very clear idea of what products are working well, when the seasonality hit, what product needs to be offered when. And I think that that has not only helped with their marketing side, but in also developing their product line and their business in general. So that's something I think we should be super proud of, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
Perfect. So I think that restaurant food marketing, as Sadia, and we've just started talking about this, right? And it sounds like a very complex beast. There's so much that goes into it, specifically in the region like GCC, where there are so many different moving elements and parameters that you have to take into account. And then the competition is so tough, right? Because everybody knows that, oh, this is, a high paying market, let's just start a food business. So not only being the fact that we were not only able to sustain, but also help this brand grow and become a cult favorite, I think that that really speaks a lot about our work. And on that note, again, shameless plug-in time. If you are based in the GCC region, or you know someone who's based in the GCC region and are struggling with their F&B marketing, or just want to start out, um, book a free consultation with us, and Sadia and I will definitely help you navigate it just like we did for our client. Sadia, do you have any ending thoughts that you'd like to add?
Uh, Nothing really, but just that our content looks clean. It looks cohesive and premium. So, uh, book a call with us, and we'll try our best to help you as much as possible in increasing your brand awareness and taking your brand to the next level.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Sadia. Bye. Have a great rest of the day. Bye. And if you have
You
any
too.
questions, comments,
Thank
please
you,
drop them.
Rosanna.